Whoa, that bath scene. That was nice. But okay, anyways. I think this is probably going to be a short video, and the reason why is because it's a very simple episode. It's a good episode, don't get me wrong, just because I'm saying this is probably going to be a short video, but it's just, there's not a whole lot that happened. I mean, there's a few things, but I don't think it's probably going to be enough for like a 12 to 15 minute video. I truly doubt that. But anyways, let's get right into it. Domestic Girlfriend, Episode 2. Honestly, it's not as bad as what I heard. Like I said in my last review, my first impressions, I was told from a lot of original source readers, like the manga readers, that this series becomes awful. Like, it's really bad. It's overdramatic. It's horrible. And after seeing this episode, I don't get that impression. Honestly, there's a level of maturity to this series that really surprises me. It's not using typical cliches and regular fan service to really just negate from what's really going on in the story. I mean, yes, there's some fan service going on in this episode, don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot to where it's taking away from what the story is trying to set up here. And I feel like I'm not seeing why manga readers were complaining. This honestly seems like a very solid second episode. Honestly, I think even better than the first episode, because of what it did for Rui as a character. It let me know a lot about her. But it also let me know a lot about the sensei, the teacher, aka Hina, and how she is as a person. I got to get a good grasp on both of their personalities from this episode. And like I said, I don't see why people are complaining. Like, why manga readers say this series turns, like, to like meh, and all that. I don't see it. But okay, dropping that for now, though, let's talk about the character personalities. So, Rui, as a character, the blue-haired girl. Personally, I didn't like her that much in the first episode. Like, she's a good character, but I didn't like her as, like, oh, she's a cool character I want our MC to be with, or whatever. Like, you know, I didn't think she was a really likable character, so to say. Like, hopefully you understand where my feelings are going with that. But after watching this episode, I actually am more on Rui's side than Hina's side. I'm assuming, you know, the MC is going to have to get with one of the characters. It's either going to be Hina, or it's going to be Rui. And I'm now on Rui's side. I was on Hina's side in the first episode, but after seeing this episode, I can't help but choose Rui because of how she treated the MC and how she is socially awkward. That was revealed in this episode, that she is someone that doesn't know how to communicate. She has no idea really how to communicate with people, and because of that, she's socially awkward. She causes, you know, confrontation with individuals where she can't make any friends. And you can see how, in the early stages of the episode, people were talking to her, being kind with her, and then later on, when the MC notices nobody's around her, no one's trying to talk to her, it's because of how her attitude is. She doesn't really know how to keep a conversation going, or being nice, and because of that, her socially awkward nature, she wasn't getting anyone to really communicate with her. So when the MC came up and started talking to her, and he basically figured this out, with us as the audience figuring it out alongside of him, it made for an enjoyable watch, because she wasn't trying to be a jerk. She wasn't purposely doing it. She just doesn't know how to communicate with people or really get her feelings out there. And when he finally breaks that wall, that shell around her, and he starts talking with her, they have this little, like, comedy skit or whatever, and everybody starts laughing, it shows what type of person she is, and how, as an individual, even though she is stubborn and she seems confrontational or condescending in some ways, she isn't a bad person, and she doesn't think she's better than everyone. Like I said, she just doesn't know how to communicate. And so in that moment, I really liked her as a character. That scene alone from this episode made me like her. But there's other scenes too, like the bath scene. Besides the obvious fan service, which I think is pretty nice, it was a good scene because it showed a couple of things. Number one, it showed that she wasn't a typical main female character that gets all shy, upset, starts slapping the MC and throws him out the room or out the house or whatever. That scene did not happen at all. It's so typical in an anime with fan service or even a bath scene that it just straight up bugs me at this point. I mean, I know it's not going to bug everyone, but it bugs me because I've just seen it so much. It's just so infuriating at this point. It's just such a typical cliche. And seeing how she didn't act that way and how she's like, yeah, you know, come inside the bath and all that. I mean, you've already seen everything. Doesn't matter at this point. I'm just like, whoa, the level of maturity. She's just like not caring at all. She's like, let's just have a serious conversation. And I do like how the scene didn't really focus on the fan service. It actually focused on serious convo, like a serious convo between the two, and how Hina is, how they are as a relationship, or how they are as, siblings. I'm just like, whoa, this is very mature for a series I thought that was going to have a lot of fan service. I heard so much about this series that I didn't think I was going to see that level of maturity. So, like I said, this episode blew me away. Easily better than the premiere episode for Domestic Girlfriend. And if I can get more episodes like this, then I'm going to fall even more in love with Domestic Girlfriend. But okay, let's get into Hina. Hina as a character. What I learned from her. Hina, she has a facade. She puts on a mask. It's very obvious after the last episode, but this episode, she is definitely not a kind person, or I don't think she is technically completely a nice individual. She puts on this appearance that she's nice, but I have a very sinking suspicion that she is not a good person. And the reason why I think that is because in some ways, she's manipulating our MC. Let me explain. She's obviously acting very flirty around him. Flirty, happy, giving these false vibes, okay? And when we look at the first episode, she was giving that flirty attitude. And then we found out in this episode she has a boyfriend. And I'm just like, you acting all flirty and all that doesn't seem like something you really should do. Like, if you have a boyfriend. But not even that. Doing that with her students of all things and leading them on, there's definitely some manipulation going on there. And then how she seems to be very insecure about herself, the way she tried to navigate the conversation from herself over to the MC's problem, what he's going through, like his hair or whatever, what he feels or how he feels. She was definitely trying to manipulate the conversation, navigate it away from herself over to him because she did not want to talk about it. And she, she just gives this vibe off that's just not right. It just seems like there's more to her than first appearance, and she doesn't seem to be probably a good person for our MC to be with. I could be wrong, but that's just what I get from this episode. I don't know, there's just something get me that vibe. I just got that feeling, that vibe from her character while watching the episode, and that's pretty much all I can really say. I don't really know what else I really can say, it's a hunch. So, that's pretty much about it. I mean, like I said, it's a simple episode. There's really not, anything crazy that goes down in the episode. Like I said, we found out about the boyfriend-girlfriend thing, how she had a boyfriend, or she has a boyfriend or had a boyfriend, because it seems like they broke up, and she got very emotional or upset, and that explains why she was emotional in the first episode. But there's really not much else that really happened in the episode. I mean, there's some good dialogue with the characters, but like I said, it's nothing to really mention because it's very self-explanatory, very obvious. I think everybody can catch it. So, yeah, it's a simplistic series, but it's definitely an enjoyable series because of the characters. It's like a modern-day drama. It's a really good drama. It's like a live-action drama. That's what it reminds me of. Like the shows I used to see when I was watching live-action dramas and stuff on Netflix. That's what it looks like to me while watching it. Oh yeah, one last thing. Can we talk about how the mother and father, how their relationship is just progressing so freaking fast? I mean, yes, they've been talking for a while, apparently, if we go back to the first episode. But, I mean, even then, though, they just move in together, they spring this on everybody, the entire family, the two sisters, and, the main male character, and then they are like, hey, let's live together now, and then now they're going to go get their marriage, certificate where they actually can legalize it. I'm like, whoa, these events are going by really freaking fast. I'm kind of worried that something might happen between the parents, which could cause some drama with the siblings. But that's pretty much about it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? How do you feel about the content that's being animated, manga readers? Do you think this series is still trash? Be honest in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below, because for some reason, even if you click the subscribe button, you don't always get notified for whenever a video is uploaded. So if you do want to get notified, you gotta hit that bell icon. And this goes for every YouTuber out there, not just myself, but every single YouTuber. So if you have a bunch of YouTubers you're subscribed to and you care about them, you need to hit the bell icon for them as well. Even if you don't do it for me, at the very least, do it for the others you care about. All the other YouTubers out there that you watch constantly, because it does help out everyone a lot. I don't know why YouTube forces you to have to, you know, click a double subscribe, basically, to be able to keep up to date with someone's content, but that's just how YouTube works nowadays. But anyways, guys, I love you. I'm having fun with Domestic Girlfriend. It's an enjoyable series, and I can't wait to see where this series is going to go. I'm really excited about it. It's definitely one of my favorites from Winter of Anime 2019. And so with that, guys, I love you. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.